Hello, everyone. Welcome to Reavion. Thank you so much for joining our event today. So it's a big pleasure to be here. We still have more people joining us, so let's just wait for one more
Bom dia,
minute
Jim.
and start. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm really glad to have all here, and I'll just start in 1 minute. Let's just wait a little bit more. So let's start. I think that's a perfect moment to start. So first, I'd like to say again, thank you so much for following us on this journey. I've been working hard to, have Reavion ready for this presentation today. And so I want to start just, asking all of you uh, something that I've been feeling really thankful uh, thing during this process, trying to engage with people in social networks, trying to post for people and almost nobody replying us. It's so hard to start building something that we feel like our baby, and then we have almost nobody, to follow our journey and to say, hey, let's continue, let's move forward, let's do this, and let's make it happen. So because of that, I started to build Reavion, and I was, in the mean of uh, creation of a new project, and then I started to um, search for new users, search for people that would be interested using. At the time, it was a product focused on creating new business ideas using AI, and then I figure out that the most important thing is not only build something, but it's to deliver, right? We need to understand how we're going to distribute this project for more people and people that will be interested in what we are building. So then I start, doing a few tests, and then I figure out that the best solution would be using an AI browser to mimic like the human behavior and to find new people that would be interested in our project. Then we start building Reavion. And that's what I'm going to do right now. I'd like to show you a little bit more in that, how we can use Reavion. And then we can, start a friendly conversation here. You guys can ask me anything that you want, and let's do that. Okay. So first of all, that's the Reavion app. I think that you are all already saw a little bit my X community. I shared a few videos about that. And so let's just start trying to do like a quick um, prompt here and say to Reavion, okay, I'd like to find founders in the US, and then let's create a target list for these specific audience that we want to build. So let's just say go to google.com and get X users uh, that are founders, founders in the US. Okay, so let's just try to run that, and then we'll see Rivian starting to work, and it's loading, it's trying to analyze what we are asking here. So it's starting to open Google, it's starting to do all this work in order to find Twitter users, and let's see how it works. So it started to search for founders in the US using Google Docs. It's like basically like a more advanced search that we have in Google. So it's trying to analyze all these results, and it's getting these results, and we'll save that in a target list that will use that in a minute. So my idea here is to show you first the first step, which basically to discover more users that can interact with us, right? And that might be interested in our product or something that we're building. So just to clarify, that's basically the first step of this process. It's running automatically, all these search in Google. It's, doing all the pagination as well, trying to get more results, trying to save all these results. And it's saving all of these leads in a target list that I'll show you guys in a minute as well. Okay, so I will not take more time here building this list just because it will take like a while in order to get all these results, and also it's running in the infinite mode. It's another feature that we're introducing. Infinite mode is basically when you ask to run, and it will basically keep running forever, and trying to identify more prospects, more people that you can engage with, and that's basically that. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Elder, just so that people know, something that I like is that if you are in infinite mode, you can see the counting, the time in the top left
exactly,
corner,
yes, yeah, you
right?
can see
But
here.
if you but when selecting that you want it to run just for a while, like 10 minutes, you can select how much time you want it to run,
Yes,
and you
yes.
see
In
the
this case,
countdown on
yeah.
that.
In this case, it's the fixed timer. We can also, use like the fixed timer. You can define, okay, let's do this process for 20 minutes or for 10 minutes only. And, let's get everything that we can. And then let's start engaging with this audience. So that's basically a few features. I know that everything is pretty new here for all of you, but you see that we can use Reavion for many different purposes and use case, and 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 I'll show you more in that how to use that. Okay, so in this case, I'll just stop now because it's already capturing all of these leads here, all of these results. And we could say, okay, keep running that forever and trying to identify more niches, related niches, or anything like that. Okay, so in this case, we have another feature that I want to introduce, which basically the target list. So we just created a new target list here. So we have multiple target lists here that are already created for testing purpose, but you can, for example, we could use any of these lists here in order to start like an outreach campaign or start interacting with people that might be interested in our product or anything like that. Okay, so let's do that. I'll show you how it works, and then we can continue in the process. So let's just go back to the list that we started to work with, and let's just say, okay, go to um, we can use add in order to identify the list, and you can just say, okay, go to this specific list, and let's just select one list here that we just created, or we can just say, go to the list and send a friendly DM for the X users. So we can just use the normal mode here in this case, just to show them, um, like just to send like a DM for these users that we already um, identified here as founders from the US, and then we'll start engaging with them. We'll start to send friendly messages. Probably it will ask me for the PIN code. Let's see. It's just trying to load. Let's just wait a little bit more. it's loading. Sometimes it's not allowed to send any DM message in next, but the system will identify that for you, and we'll go to the next one, and we'll continue this process, trying to identify um, trying to identify one of these users that we could start engaging. So it's doing that. It's sending, DMs automatically. It's starting to engage with all these users that we just identified using Google. And then it's, we continuous running, we continuous engaging with more people. And that's cool, right? That's something that we can start to use now in order to do outreach, start to engage with these users that we just identified, and sending message, friendly message, to start a new conversation, and then start a new friendship. And I figured out that people connect with people, right? So the most important thing here is to keep like the human in the loop, right? We need to use like a hybrid approach in order to not only use Reavion to send messages like a bot, like spamming people, but you need to use Reavion as like a tool where you can search for new people that might be interested in what you have to offer, or in what you have to say. And then you start a friendly conversation, you start to interact with them, and you basically start to engage with them. Okay, so now that we already saw Reavion in action, running and sending DMs, what about we try now to engage with users, and we try to identify more people um, and just engage with them. So let's just open a new um, chat here, and let's just say, okay, um, go to X and use. And then I'll talk about that later, which is basically playbooks. We have playbooks here. That's basically a workflow that you can use in order to run specific strategies that will help you to achieve your goals, right? So in this case, I want to use the kind reply. Kind reply is basically a playbook that will send like a friendly message, a friendly reply to posts that we identify. And then we can say, okay, go to x.com and use kind reply playbook, engage in the build in public. Just put like a hashtag here, engage input in public, engage with the post, and a friendly message, for example, right? And then we can just run, and I'll run that using infinite mode just to see how a Reavion will perform, how Reavion will be uh, interacting with more people, right? So Reavion is OpenX right now. It's basically we'll try to run the playbook, and then let's see how it works. So in the meantime, like just take my coffee here, and let's just wait. So Reavion now is searching for building public. It's trying to identify people that are posting, and then we expect Reavion to start engaging with them. And then we start now to create like an engagement loop where you start to like the posts, you start to reply to this post with a personalized message, and you start uh, to follow these users as well. And Reavion identify if you already follow the user or not, and then take a decision. Okay, let's go to the next one, and then okay. Sometimes we have like problems in X. That's normal, and we just need to keep Reavion running, and continuously interacting, sending friendly messages, and so on. So
Yeah.
that's how
Now,
Reavion works. Yes, go ahead, Leandro.
yeah,
And please,
just a
if
comment.
anyone has like any questions during the process, we're open to, questions anytime. It's a friendly meeting today. We'd love to see more people asking. So, João Carrasco sent a message here. Yeah, the third list is living in our database. So you have like this database and you can use that anytime. And and you can use, of course, to update the list using the end. Yeah, that's correct. You can just say, okay, engage with them and continue running. So that's basically how it works, right? And um, and that makes total sense. So let's see what else. Leandro, I think that you want to ask something as well, right? So let's see.
Okay, and Elder, just another comment. It's basically it's addicting because you can see Reavion working, and it's so nice. You can see
Yeah.
Elder is having a coffee, and you can see the mouse moving
Yes,
around the
exactly.
screen.
Yes, that's something very cool because you can, just keep like watching and keep um, monitoring Reavion. That's so important as well. Just to understand, okay, Revion's doing the right thing. Revion's, um, identifying more people and engaging with the right people. And yeah, that's basically very, very cool and something that I've been running for a few days, and it's amazing. If you guys
Yeah,
have questions anytime, what about
yeah.
LinkedIn? Yeah, that's a great
Actually, we have
data, right?
another. There is another question about the possibility
Yes,
of defining the style, the writing style. Consider that as well. This is an AI, so you have the prompts, and
yes,
the prompts you
exactly.
can
Yes,
complete with your style
that's right.
free.
Yes, that's correct. Yes, I will show you guys in a minute more details about that, how to customize like the tone or how to, use Reavion to represent, you in write like in your own way, right? So that's basically, and of course you can interact here anytime you want to, interact with the browser, you can do that. As I said, Reavion is an AI browser focused on outreach and go-to-market strategy. So you can use that as a browser. You can, search for anything that you want. And I think that we have more questions here in the chat, right? People are asking about how to set up our own writing style. Okay. And then we have people asking about LinkedIn. Yes, as I said, Reavion can work with any social media platform, can work with any website that you want. It can analyze all the elements of the page. It can, do anything that you want. So yes, you can use that for LinkedIn. But at this time, we're just launching um, uh, tools and playbooks related to X because that's the one that we have been testing mostly. And of course, we can next time the next phase will be launching LinkedIn, Reddit, and so on. So that's the idea. We have another question from Derek. Let's see, question related. Uh, yes, yes, we can run like cron jobs. We can do all these things that uh, we want, and I'll show you guys in a minute. So
Yeah, Elder.
just go back to the presentation, guys.
Elder.
Go
I
ahead, go
guess
ahead.
I guess you skipped the one question from John. He was asking about if Riven let us know when we should interact in the conversation.
Yes, yeah, that's
And this is
perfect. That's a great
yeah,
question. That's a great question, and
yeah,
I'll show you guys. So let's just go back to the presentation. I'll show you all of these details, and let's go to right now to the question that uh, John just asked us, right? So you can use in this case here, you can, for example, create like you can import any of these lists. You can use like this process here to import. So let me try, let's see, I have like here outbound, just export like an outbound another day. It's a very cool platform. I just met the founder 2 days ago and he's great. But then we can, map the fields here. We can import this list using any kind of CSV or any other format that you want. So you can just import, for example, these 10 new targets here. So it's successfully imported. We have here, uh, more leads imported to this one, right? Outbound VN. I think this one here is one of these are basically the one that we just imported, but you can, yeah, do this process. You see here that we have more details about the target. You have more details about, for example, how many followers, how many, how many followers, and also the description of the user and so on. You can customize that. And there's something really cool here, um, really interesting that I think that is related to, you can create any list here. Let's say Reavion event, right? Let's just create a new list here. So when you create a new list, you can just come here and you can just use this feature here to integrate with your application. So, if, for example, you're building like a landing page, or if you're building like any kind of system that you, for example, want uh, to receive the leads directly here in Reavion, you can use any of these codes here. It's just a few code snippets here, just to give you an idea how to use Reavion in order to get the leads directly in the app, right? So it's very useful. And then, for example, for Reavion, for the join waiting list, we created using this feature. So we're receiving all the leads directly in the Reavion list, and then we can use that for retargeting, for anything like these go-to-market strategies that we have been working on. So uh, I still have more things to show you. For example, here we also have something very, very cool, with the playbooks, right? So you can use playbooks in order to create your own strategy. It's basically like N8N for um, not sure if you guys know about that, but it's N8N is basically to create like automation. You can interact with other applications. You can use to create your strategies and so on. And then we created kind of an 8N, but running in a local environment where you can create your own playbooks, your own playbook, and we can share these playbooks with the community. You can use that for sharing with your team. Let's say that, for example, you have like a company, and then you want to build your own playbook in order to um, share with the team, right? Or share with the community, you can just come here and you can just drag and drop, as I think that Derek just asked us. Yeah, so Derek, you can just, for example, let's say that you want to add another step here. Okay, I want to navigate first to Google, and then you can just remove this guy here, and you can start, using these to create your own strategy, and you can, share with anyone. You can start running that, directly here in the builder, and I'll do that just to show you guys more how it works, right? So let's just try to run this strategy here. So let's just try to click on run playbook. Right? We can start running the playbook. Playbook was updated and it's saved. Everything is saved in the cloud. We're saving this playbook, so anywhere that you want to use Reavion, you'll be able to get your playbooks. You'll be able to get your target list, and you will be able to share your target lists with your audience as well. So that's basically how Reavion works. And then we have a huge plan for this strategy here, right? We want to make like a community that will be building a lot of playbooks for Reavion, and then they will be able to share these playbooks in the community. They will be able to, maybe in the future sell these playbooks as well, like what people are doing in for example, in N8 and other automation tools like Make and so on. So Riven is not only for you can use the browser with a prompt. You can say, okay, do this, and that. Riven, save this list, go and interact with the users and friendly message and so on. But you can also build your own strategy here, and you can share this strategy with more people. So let's see, search user interface and completely move items. Yes. Reading can create its own uh, uh, workflows. So you can use like the chat and just say, okay, I want a new workflow to do this, and that, and you can, Reavion will start to build this workflow, will start to generate new workflow for you, and you can just run that anytime that you want. But we can also use Reavion. For example, let's suppose that you want to create like a playbook that will not be um, like using predefined hashtags or even uh, hard-coded, um, search. You can use Reavion mixed with the AI browser, AI agent browser prompt, right? So you can say, for example, okay, use the kind reply, but search for this audience, go to this specific niche and try to engage with users, try to identify people that would be interested in my product or maybe in what I'm saying and so on. So that's how Weaven works, and it's really exciting to see everything running smoothly and trying to mimic the human behavior because that's what Weaven is, right? It's not about it's an extension to AI tool for users to have more reach, right? Because I feel that we're trying to a lot of many of the times we try to post in you know in those basically social media networks, and we face a big problem related to niche because that's the game, right? That's the pay to play of the paid ads, right? So that's what they want to sell you. They want you um, uh, yeah, they basically want to sell you these kind of services, and that makes sense, right? They will decrease the reach, and then you'll be forced to start paying for promoting your services, to start paying, to promote your product and so on, right? So that's what
Yeah.
we are trying to do in a different way. We're trying to engage with real people. We're trying to create real connections, and that's what Reavion is designed for. Reavion is basically created in order to help you to reach out your audience, right? But then you have to continue the process, engaging with real message, sending, uh, DMs, and interacting with this audience, with these people in a friendly way, and be real, right? You have to be real. You have to create real connections. You have to um, engage in a real approach. So that's basically
Yeah.
my
Okay.
growth recommendation. And yeah, go ahead, Leandro.
Yeah.
And of course, if
Yeah.
anyone has any questions, please just feel free to ask. It's an open chat here. It's yeah, just go ahead, Leandro.
Yeah, and see, Elder was talking about the community. Our goal is actually to provide more content for users, because we have been researching a lot about even strategies on social media. So in this content, we will help everyone to understand. Okay, I can start, for example, I can start with prompting to test if it's working in the way I want to. Then you can turn this prompt into a playbook. So you see it's working, you can just run the playbook and you create more than one, so you can switch between one and on another one. And what Elder mentioned about this hybrid strategy, it's important because, let's say, Reavion will do the hard work for you, reaching a lot of people. And those who interact with you, who engage with you, you go there and keep engaging with them. Someone
Exactly.
asked about deep conversations. I don't think it would be the goal here. It's possible, but I don't think it would be the goal. For example, one strategy could be, Elder was testing that early today, is going into your the following, the ones you are following, and keep engaging more with them. So they see that it was not just one touchdown, but keep engaging with them. So we will provide more data about that, more content about that.
Yeah.
And one more, and answering about LinkedIn and Reddit, something else we have been discussing is that X has basically no limits for following, DM, only DM, as you saw. Sometimes it's not enabled, but on LinkedIn and Reddit, you have limits to send connections, to send message, but you have no limits for liking or following. It's just about right now, you just need to focus on, okay, my prompt should be on LinkedIn, only following, like, commenting on posts, no problem for this. In general, I guess that's it, right, Help?
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's right. Yeah. So basically, we have multiple strategies for LinkedIn and for Reddit, for X. They are, different strategies, but we will definitely provide more, content related to these other social networks, through our X, and also using the school platform that we're going to have, like, basically videos sharing our strategies and so on. So I think that we have multiple questions here in the chat. Let me just see. So Sadiq is asking about if it keeps the logs. Yes, we keep the logs. We have information, and I can show you later, but we have these logs. And of course, we are implementing also a dashboard that will have, like, more details about that, but you'll be able to see how many engagements Reavion basically has completed, or any kind of information that will help you in order to have more analytics and more, in-depth details, at least to give you the right direction, uh, and to show you what is getting, like, results or not, and then you can basically uh, change your strategy or so on. So we also have a question from Nora.
I
So
just
how
commented
do
out
I know
also
when I
the
know?
the chat history. Yeah, besides the logs, you can see the chat history, so you can go back there
Yes.
and continue.
Yes, exactly. Yes, you have all the history here. You can just open anytime that you want, and you can see, all the logs, and you can ask the agent as well. But we'll have a dedicated section for that. We have a dedicated section for example, to show how many engagements we had, but what's the results that we had, and so on. And I think it's very, very important uh, when we are creating marketing strategies, because we need to measure, right? We need to understand, okay, what's the results that we are really getting, and then we need to have, like, for example, to continue strategy or change the strategy and so on. So let's just read another question here from Nora. How do I know when I have published? Yeah, okay, all right. We have, like, we can export these. Uh, yeah, we can export, like, the history of engagement. We can have more details about that, but for now, Reavion is more focused on the execution, right? So we have analytics as well, but we'll include more details, and we'll include more ways for you to export everything that we need to create, like, your brand content posting strategy, right? And you can also use Reavion to post. You can use Reavion, for example, okay, go to the Inch Hackers. or any other website like, TechCrunch or anything like that. And you can say, okay, let's just give me like a summary of, the latest news and help me to, create like a new post for my audience. And Reavion will do that based on what you define. And I'll show you that we have more features here. We have more interesting things here. Let me just check the John Martin question. Deep learning. Yes, basically, Reavion is learning every time that we run that. We keep track of the playbook history. We keep like learning, during the process. So that's a great question, John. And yeah, we'll do that. Let's see. Aura also asked it. Sounds like yeah, that's exactly that, Aura. Is there a playbook for when a account has no master settings? Mm, Yeah, of course, you can, define any playbooks and you can just come here, for example, John, and you can just open, just show you quickly. You can come here and can open, for example, the playbook, right? And you can say, okay, let's use like this specific prompt, right? Can you guys see here? I think, me sharing here the screen, but, just not sure if you can see very well, but we have here the prompt. We have the actions that we want you to take based on the playbook. You can also say, okay, the agent will decide what's the target, right? The agent will take decision about that, will analyze the content and will say, okay, let's interact with this specific person because it's mentioning about exactly maybe a pain point or something like that, right? And and then we have the humanized process where we can basically rewrite the instruction, right? You can use the humanized strategy here in order to improve the message that you send and create that in a humanized way, trying to avoid like, for example, in dash and other patterns that we have for AI, right? So you can say, okay, humanize this content, send this information, removing this, and that, and you have this ability to customize with or your own voice and your own tone. So that's how it works, right? That's how it works. We have multiple nodes here. You have like browser nodes, you have like target source. For example, if you want to use like a specific list that you just identified like in the, let's say, in Google or any other social network, you can, just use the list here. You can use like browser actions and you can use like X Twitter tools, and we'll have more. This version, we're not including here the LinkedIn tools, but we have already in our dev environment, we have already the tools for LinkedIn, tools um, for Reddit and other social networks as well, like Blue Sky, YouTube, and so on. So
Yeah.
that's the idea. We're
Yeah.
gonna start just 1 second, Leandro. We're gonna
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
here sharing more in depth um, all of these playbooks and everything that we need to give you power in order to do your strategies. Maybe you already have like a specific strategy in order um, to reproduce this strategy here. We will give you all the tools that you need. Go ahead, Leandro.
Yeah, two things. First, someone asked about the dark mode. If you can switch to the light mode, maybe it will be easier
Yes.
for them to see. And while you are switching, something I would like to tell you guys is that uh, it's super flexible. So you can use the strategy you prefer on it. The playbook is just one way to help you organize the strategy you have already tested and you want to use. But every time we use AI, something interesting to try is to break down in several steps. So if you are prompting, as Elder did in the beginning, first he asked it to search for a filter in Google, saving the data on a list, and only then asking Reavion to interact with that list, going into the profiles and so on. So always think about that. If you break down, you can track what Reavion is doing to see if it's working, and only then you can create a playbook, which would be the several steps you broke down in sequence now and
Yeah.
running on autopilot. What just think about is not that you need to be in front of Reavion all the time, is that for every step you can ask it to keep going, doing the repetition several times, grabbing a lot of data, and then the next step you trigger the step and let it run
Yes,
for 10
exactly.
minutes, 20, and
Yes,
so
that's
on.
right. Just to give you guys a little more context, Leandro is uh, our partner here in many projects as well, in my Vinta projects, other projects that we have, and this guy will help us a lot during the process of creating new playbooks. Will help us and will produce a lot of videos to help all the community using Reavion. And thanks so much, Leandro, for all your insights, your suggestions. And that's great. That's great. That's exactly what we need. We need to start producing more information, more content. It's very early, but it's something powerful that we definitely believe that will have a lot of people uh, you know, taking, fruitful results using Reavion. So, Karen, we have like another question here. When growth started working, what changed, right? I'll show my results in a minute. That's a great question. I'll show you guys the results as well that I had. And Roberto asked, why should Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, we have also the light mode. So you can use the light mode in order to, if you prefer the light mode, I think that's, more like uh, the preference of the user. But we also have the light mode. That's a great suggestion, Roberto. Hey, thanks so much for your message here. Um, okay, let's see what else. What else? What else? Um,
Elder, yeah, when you have
Yeah.
time,
So
we will not dive deep into that. We would spend a
yes,
lot of time,
exactly.
but just commenting about MCP and
Yes, exactly.
your
I'll
key.
complete I was just trying to read here if we have more questions. But then we
Okay.
have here the settings where we have, for example, you can use multiple workspace. You can create multiple for example, if you have more than one account on X, if you have like, let's say that we are working with different products or you work, for example, as a GTM agents or doing marketing for any company, you can just come here, create more workspace, and then it will also have like different sessions, browser sessions for you, right? Pretty much like what we have in Google Chrome, Edge, and other browsers as well. So you can use this workspace in order to uh, manage different accounts. So we also have something really cool here, which um, you can create any kind of knowledge base here. So for example, um, Elder, um, I don't know, just to create something like that. Then we can just open here. You can start, include knowledge base here. So you can, for example, say, okay, that's the way how I work. That's the way that I prefer to be writing, and that's my style. That's how you can identify, uh, for example, more information of my product or what I'm selling and so on. So um, that's basically something that is really useful and you can, start using the knowledge base for this purpose. You can also connect to any MCP service. For example, if you want to connect with, let's say that you have like a CRM or you have like Uh, if, for example, you want to connect with ClickUp or Trello, Jira, or anything like that, you can connect using MCP servers in order to get any information and to interact with other AI agents as well. So you can just create a server here, and then Reavion will start to use that anytime that you want. So you can also use API tools, so you can create any kind of API request. It's a little bit more technical. MCP servers and APIs are something more technical, but it's really used in case you want to, let's say that you want to interact with another tool, like for example, for email marketing, and you want to engage with these people on X or LinkedIn or Reddit, and then you want to send an email, right? So you can connect with API tools, you can connect with MCP service to do this process as well. So you can do like a multi-platform engagement using these specific features here. And then we have here something really, really cool, which basically we want to provide models to our users. So you can connect any provider here. Let's say that you want to, for example, for now, we have the Reavion model, which is basically free. You can use that for free. Of course, we'll have like a few limits, but it's something that will come as the default model for Raven. And then let's say that we want, okay, I want to connect my Open Router account here, or I want to connect, let's say, any other, for example, Anthropic or any other OpenAI or something like that. That you can just start using different models as well. So you can configure anything in order to have different models, more powerful models, depending on the strategy that you're going to use. And then we have a question from João. Let's see. Yes, that's right, João. Yes, these APIs are available as well in the playbooks. You can, for example, during the playbook process, you can, let's say, for example, okay, I want to do a request to a specific platform. I want to get data from my CRM or from any other um, platform that you are already using in your business, or something like Apollo IO or Outbound or even Clay. Any of these platforms, you can use that in order to send requests and interact with other systems, right? And then we have another thing that is basically the integrations. You can connect to our API. You can get more details from um, our application. You can get let's say that you want to get, for example, um, your leads and export these leads directly, to another tool or something like that, right? And that's basically where we are. And there is a lot of use case that we can use Rivian for. So I just want to say that's just the beginning of this journey. We're building a lot of cool things. And then just to finish, let's do something here. Let me just quickly show my results. I'll just use Rivian now, like um, just like in the browser mode. You can just come here, right? And I'll open my premium, and then I'll open my analytics, and then I'll show my results since I started this strategy, right? So it's really interesting to see how it's working. And then uh, basically I was not getting any, results on X, like, in the past 3 months. I was not getting any results. Then when I started to build Rivian, I started to get a lot of results, a lot of impressions, a lot of, new followers, and it's been continuously running, and more people joining. For example, today, of course, we always have like new follows, we always have like unfollows. That's part of the process. people will like our content, people will not like. That's we will like, and that's the journey, right? But something that I really appreciated here, and I really like it, is that we start to have like real uh, results, right? We start to have like on this specific date, we had 215 new followers. And for me, it's really impressive. I see a lot of people, and I was in this place 2 months ago, posting a lot, trying to have engagements, trying to have people sending message and so on. And I failed. I failed. I tried many times. I tried to do that multiple times. And I was basically talking to the void, right? And then once I start to use Reavion, I start to have these engagements. I start to grow. I start this journey with 37 followers, like, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And then since I started using Reavion, I started to grow really fast. You can see my numbers here, and it's just starting. Of course, we're not talking about millions of users right now. We're not talking about, oh, we have, many people like, uh, like 1,000, I don't know, 100,000 followers or something like that. But for me, it's really impressive that I start to have like qualified followers. I start to have people engaging a lot, and it's really fun. I'm really happy with the results. I see a lot of people, uh, Kara, and a lot of you are engaging here in my X account, and I'm really happy. And by the way, I always send personalized message to all of you. Reason is just to break the ice, but I create real connections with all of you here, right? And I think that we that's basically uh, what we wanted to share today. And if you all have any questions, please just feel free to ask. Otherwise, I just want to say thank you so much for joining today, and I really hope to see you, following the journey and watching the next steps of our project. So yeah, that's my point. So thank you so much, Aura. Thank you so much for everyone here that dedicated this time. I'm really happy to have all of you here. I'm really happy to have the opportunity to show what we're building. And if you guys want to share want to share here in the chat, uh, your X or your LinkedIn, please do that. It's here. It's not a place to do like to create like any kind of censor. And want people to interact. I want people to engage. I want people to be friendly and to help each other. That's how I think that the journey should be. And let's continue building public. Let's continue helping the community. And that's what we have for today. Thanks so much for joining. I'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Thank you
Bye.
so
Thanks so much,
much.
guys.